Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode.
I might swerve in that corner. Whoa. Welcome, little mamas and Gentiles alike, to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me,
the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of Black conspiracies. Whoa!
And we finally work to prove the conspiracies of yo. That shit does go, though. It does go.
You know what? I hated it at first. I'm not even going to be one of those people that was like, from the beginning, I knew that LiAngelo Ball was sitting on a hit. I really hated it, and I think the internet has kind of forced my hand into seeing the vision that he had.
I think it just sounds like a time that I was listening to a lot of music is all. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not as good of a version of that song as the Cash Money Millionaires would have made, but it does sound like a song that the Cash Money Millionaires would have.
It's a real it's like early Flow Rider. Do you know what I mean? Where it's
That's
got
disrespectful.
No. I think you're thinking of Flow Rider as he is now, as this sort of like clownish version of you know what I mean? He makes Miami songs now, whatever.
Right.
But there was an era of Flow Rider where he was like closer to Rick Ross than he was to what he is.
What was the first Flow Rider song?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. There's a part of me that feels like Flow Rider has always been here, and it scares me.
No way. No way. No way.
There's a part of me that feels like there has never been a time without Flow Rider.
Because I believe you. I don't remember a Flow Rider era where I was like, you know what, that shit is actually okay.
I don't think it was okay, but I think it hits with a type of nostalgia that we all yearn for.
Right. I mean, it is fun that my coolest era is now the era that kids are obsessed with. Like, damn, we're about to wear 2 t-shirts again. Let's go. Let's go.
Bro, there was no way I would walk out the house with 1 t-shirt at one point in my life.
Come on. Am I homeless? 1 t-shirt.
Yeah, come on, man. You put a t-shirt on and then you put another t-shirt on and you show a little bit of that t-shirt underneath.
It's usually a white t-shirt. White t-shirts are for underneave. Academic t-shirts are for on top.
I used to wear a white t-shirt on top of a white t-shirt.
I've seen that. I've seen it done.
This is my bummy shirt, but I got to put on a nice shirt on top of it.
I gotta have a double white on. I used to be like working out for football in 2 t-shirts, like in the weight room, 2 t-shirts.
Dog. It makes no sense. It's how I protect my shirt on top is I wear this shirt underneath. That way my skin never touches the shirt. It's still a clean shirt.
But then if you ever got the ratio off, you also looked like a crazy person.
Oh, you look nuts.
Like if the undershirt was like a little too big and the overshirt
had that sloppy ass collar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh man, you look like an animal. You look sick.
Undershirt has to have the tight collar. Overshirt can have a loose collar. White to the neck.
You let overshirt be whatever the fuck the overshirt wants to be.
Yeah.
But that undershirt better be clean.
Because they know you got another shirt on. I remember for years after that era, it being very difficult to go out just wearing 1 t-shirt. To untrain that was like, it never felt, you're like, oh no, but where's my other shirt at?
It took a minute in my brain for sure.
And honestly, if I'll be truly honest, I'm still programmed. I still want that other shirt.
You like still have moments where you're like, yeah, I would never wear, and I've seen people do this, I would never wear a hoodie without a shirt.
No. Even now, I'm kind of upset. I want you to see a little bit of the shirt underneath the hoodie.
I like when this part show. I'm like, yeah. Right.
This is nasty. I like it on the bottom a little bit.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Because it used to be, I needed you to know that I had a shirt as large as my hoodie. And that's how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
I like that it was a size issue for you. You're
Yeah,
like, no,
like, this shirt might be bigger than the hoodie. Fuck you.
I got huge news, y'all. All my shit big. I ain't got a small thing in my closet, motherfucker. Check the numbers.
There's no 2XLs in here. It's
Come
all
on.
3Ts, 3XLTs. I did never like, though, tall tees. I always felt stupid if a t-shirt went near my knees, though. That's too far.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. I thought tall tees had to be tasteful tall.
Yeah, you had to be, the 3XT is for tasteful. You had to be really tall.
Yeah, or at least it had to be creating the illusion that you were. It couldn't be that thing. I didn't want to look like Soulja Boy. That shit looked crazy.
No, he looked stupid or fat. It's like, because then it's just draping off of a bad build.
The tall tee era was not for y'all, and that's fucked up.
No, not at all. It's crazy that our era with the baggiest clothes did not suit us at all.
No, we really made it still like a skinny interpretation of big clothes.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to elongate. Like CeeLo was wearing tall tees and he looked fucking nuts.
He looked bad. Especially if you got like a real solid belly, it just you get that tall tee on and you look like you got a basketball in your shirt.
All right, we all wearing tall tees and this nigga got a muumuu on.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like hanging, it's draped all weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, anyways, I'm glad it's coming back. Thanks, Jello.
Thank you, LiAngelo. You have proven once again the strength of Lavar Ball and his family.
The man can't miss.
The man can't miss.
Do they have a daughter?
No, it's just some 3 boys. Yeah, and their mom is sick, and so Lavar, in some ways, has been doing this all by himself, baby.
Man, he didn't even fix his teeth. He got front facing. That was always crazy to me because I think he had the money to do it, but it was like maybe like Nas with the chipped tooth, where he's like, "Nah, that's just me."
No, I really think, and this is what I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I really think he's just a good fucking guy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because he's a psychopath, but I don't think that his goal in this was to legit like become like this big body Benz ass dude.
Oh, you think it was really just my boys are big ballers?
I think he really just wanted to turn those boys into kings.
I mean, to be fair, he has stepped away. It's not like he took the platform and launched it, and now we see Lavar Ball content all the time. He really fell back once they kind of went and did what they were going to do.
He got everything he wanted and he chilled.
Yeah.
He didn't start dressing like Steve Harvey. He didn't segue this into like big baller TV.
No.
He was like, I'm going to get shoes so that I can help pay for these boys to keep getting more famous and more successful. And then at the point that I've got it where it needs to be, I'm going to get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. You can't say he didn't do right by them boys.
He did fucking fantastic by them boys.
And we had some fun along the way.
Yeah. Now, do I think he's a hero? No, I don't. But I do think, God damn, he's just a decent man who got on everybody's nerves for a little bit.
And who still owes me $38 for a long sleeve tee.
I don't think he does. I'm going to be honest with you. I think what you did was as close to a GoFundMe for LaMelo Ball.
No, I wanted the shirt though.
Yeah. No, I understand. But you also wanted LaMelo. Do you know what I mean? Like in the back of your mind.
I mean, at the time we wanted Lonzo.
You didn't see the vision, Mama. He did.
Well, yeah, fair. Because they were saying he's the coldest one even back then.
But no, I'm saying beyond that, what the assessment was, I'm saying that Lavar knew from the beginning that he was going to turn 3 boys into emperors. And even when none of us could see it,
Yeah.
but he proved everyone wrong. And if we had to give him a little bit of money, a little seed money with no results
Right, a
for,
little startup.
I think that's just what you have to chop it up to the game, baby.
That's fair. I've donated more to GoFundMe's that I weren't sure were all that real.
There's a few people I know who fully faked an illness that I gave money to.
Damn, that you know personally?
I don't get that money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've gone on there, because do you ever go on there and then you try to like, I've gone on there pretty fucked up, to be honest. But like you go on there and you try to find like the real ones, and then now you're like buying Thanksgiving dinner for someone who maybe or maybe doesn't have a family.
No, I've never done it like a guy going to the pound.
That's not what it's like. That's not what it's like. It's that you first got money. You have a little bit of a survivor's guilt. You have a little bit of remorse for all this extra income you have. You're on a plane drinking, and you feel like you have to do some good in the world because it's Thanksgiving.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But then I don't know where that went, you know?
No, you never will. And yeah. I think...
Did that Native American family have a Thanksgiving dinner? I don't know. It was weird for me to donate.
Here's what I'll say. And I feel this way about all forms of charity, both in person, online, whatever it is. I think that our responsibility as human beings is to just care about each other. It is not to care about each other with proof. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
So like...
That's fair, because what am I? I'm a cop now?
Prove
to me that you're going to lose your house. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just let people go be people. And unfortunately, people don't always do what we hope they're going to do. But that is the human experience as much as anything.
I think that's fair.
I give money. I don't think about it. If I have it, then it is yours. And if I don't have it, then I also don't have to burden myself with being like, but why didn't I? It's just like, no, that's just... I'm a participant in the human experience.
You do it anonymously?
Nah. Niggas need to know. No. Niggas need to know.
This nigga's diabolical. That's hilarious.
Hey, you're going to have to see my name down there. Whoa.
Okay, man, that's where I'm a fucking idiot. I don't put my name on it sometimes. And then this is a stupid conversation, but sometimes you don't put your name on it, and you'll be like, this fucking loser didn't go anonymous. I know he's richer than me, and he gave $20.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it does get you in trouble when you start, and I feel like I'm just sort of hedging into that space where people start to think you have money, and I don't have, to be clear, it's not like I'm sitting on like some insane amount of money, but you start to build up the image. See how nasty people talk to you when you... That's not
nasty. That's not nasty. I think you have a beautiful home. That's not nasty. Don't do that. That's not nasty.
And I think with that, you then become aware. I remember when wasn't it Virgil that got in trouble because he gave like $50 to somebody who was like dying?
That's hilarious.
It was like crazy. I can't remember what it was that he was giving charity to, but it was like $50, and he was like the head of Louis Vuitton at the time, and people were eating him
digital
alive.
Panhandling is crazy.
It's very
because
nice.
you can't expect famous people. You can't expect rich people to give you their money. That's just not how it works, man. You can't expect anybody to give you money, really.
No, every once in a while, there'll be somebody who will post like, Elon Musk has $50 billion. If he gave just $1 billion to 80 people, we'd all be... And it's like, bro, what do you...
When has that ever happened? What has that ever happened?
Are we playing?
In a believable setting.
You're right. He's not doing it.
You think he got $1 billion to give it to you? Come on.
It's not.
That's not the mentality that gets you $1 billion.
And it's not how the game works. He can't give it to you. Because if he gives it to you, now he's got a new competitor. You know what I mean? Like now he's got a problem. Because you're going to sit there and figure out what to do with $1 billion. And it's like, shut up. Shut up.
I would love it. And like, I would love it if you did. And listen, if you gave me $1 billion, I'd probably give most of it away too. But that's because I'm not a guy who could earn $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it really, go fund me. Y'all want to give it back? You want to give somebody an amount of money that he feels bad about so much so that he gives it back to boys and girls clubs and whatnot? Give it to me. I'm trying to give this shit away, and I'm not even rich.
I've seen the type of people who know how to like flip money into millions of dollars. In fact, we have people in our community that like are real like savvy in that way.
Yeah.
Where like not just, oh, you've earned $1 million because of your talent. Where they go like, I've earned this much, but I could flip this shit into way, way more because I understand business and strategy and all these different things. Those are not insane people. They are specific people, but they're not fucking crazy. They're just specific and strategic. People who can flip money into $1 billion, you have to be a psychopath.
Yeah, it's like a different, because you have to view you have to view it on that level, and that level is all imagined. It's all perceived. You know what I'm saying?
Where you're not like, dealing with people anymore.
No, it's like a whole other thing. You're dealing with ideas. Like money at that scale is more of an idea than it is a resource, in that you can mobilize it and stuff like that. But it's like, it's imaginary numbers, and that's like, come on, baby. That's not what we're doing. The people who are going to give that money away, I work for everything I got. Probably always gonna.
I
don't even know if I'm going to figure out how to make make money for me.
All like, my dollars are in the bank.
Bro, it is not a portfolio. And I've thought about it. I've been like, damn, I should probably put this somewhere, make it shake. I don't know how. What am I going to do? I'm going to buy a bunch of weed and send it to people? That's really the only come up I know about.
Nah, people really know how to flip their money and be strategic, and some people then are able to do something way scarier and flip humans, like flip the human experience. And that's that's how you make $1 billion.
And that's why I keep the moral high ground over here, because I'm like, I don't respect money. It's not real.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you respect it. You just can't get it. So
yeah, no, I don't respect it. It's a joke. What if there were no countries? Borders aren't real.
What if God was one of us?
Yeah, come on. Who made these oligarchs anyways? I don't respect your system. Therefore, I do not play. Do I have more money than I ever have? Yes. And am I trying to go back? Hell no, I'll kill you. But also, I don't respect the system.
No, it's crazy, man.
Did I tell you, I had to go through that. I had a real epiphany about 50 Cent the other day.
Oh no, you love 50.
No, I still love 50 Cent, but I was just watching it and I was just like, I don't know, man. That's just what that guy's built for. He likes that. I'm kind of doing exactly. I like my life that I made. You could have put me in the same exact life as 50 Cent day to day, completely different outcomes. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a shark.
He always thought it was going to be funny to be mean to his son. Do you know what I mean? Right? That's who he is. We all have that dude in our lives where you're like, he thinks it's funny to be like fucking mean to a little kid.
Yeah. And it's like, God bless. I respect skill. You're the best at what you're trying to do. And I appreciate
Bro, as far
that,
as being mean to your son and making it funny, 50 Cent's the king.
And just like in being a business shark who's not really shark coded anymore.
I think that's the same mentality. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think all of that cooks together to make this shark of a human being in all forms. And I think he was always going to be a shark. And for a while it was on the streets. And then after a while, it became just being a bully to other celebrities and his children.
Which is ultimately great, but not the children part. But the other celebrities thing is funny. Give me my money. That's great. It's great to see celebrities scared of a bully.
It's nice.
He's really the best bully.
I can't think of a better bully.
It's really the greatest bully.
Yeah.
And he's not really a bully because he's like, I don't know. It's complicated.
You know what's crazy? And I've never thought about this until this moment, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. How do you think Trump would fare against 50?
It's different. Is this like a Queens get the money type of thing? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, like if 50 decided to like fully troll Trump, like fully go at him online, how do you think Trump would hold up? Because he would come back. Trump is not
he's a fighter for sure.
He's a fighter and he likes trolling. He likes being on the internet talking nasty with people. That's a game he lives in too. Who's coming out on top in that? And obviously the public will respond the way the public responds. I'm not suggesting that MAGA would turn on him and suddenly Trump is no longer, what he is. But I'm saying like pound for pound, who do you think we're going to walk away and be like, the winner is?
That's tough because like in what we're talking about is a fight with no stakes, like no political implications and stuff like that. Just like that kind of thing. They're both kind of unfadable. You know what I mean?
It's tough.
It's like that is a difficult because Trump, man, I mean, 50 Cent has a lot of moments. I don't think he has a fist up after he got shot type moment.
But he got shot 9 times. That's how we got to know
him.
But
nobody was there.
Oh, man. I hate that we've reached that era of...
That's what it is, though.
That we're...
He got shot in a car.
50 Cent getting shot is now the Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game is crazy. Do you know what I mean? That is to say, why we ain't got footage of 50 Cent getting shot? Trump's stronger. It sucks that's... And I'm not judging you. It's just...
But what I'm saying is that's the game Trump is playing.
That's the era
That's
we live in.
why there were cameras there. That's why he had his fist up. Trump's on point. Pound for pound.
And that would be such a funny moment when Trump goes, I don't even believe he got shot. There's footage of me getting shot. 50 Cent, where's your footage? Where's your tape?
That's, I think, the angle. I think he also, the way that he called Lil Pump, Lil Pimp, I think he would diminish that in that way. Who's this man, Dime? Who's this man, Dime? Like, I think, because Trump does that shit where it doesn't even have to be funny. It just has to be, like, bold.
Yeah, he's going to call him 50 pesos, and we're going to go nuts.
Yeah.
The internet is going to eat that up. It is crazy.
But I think if it came down to it, 50 versus Trump, this is this is better than Nas versus Jay-Z to me.
Yeah.
As far as if we're talking about hypothetical who could win, oh, man. 50 versus Trump. I think I got to give it to 50, but I think that's because 50 is willing to play the long game in a way that I don't think Trump would be. 50 will be, how long has he been talking about Diddy parties and he'll play with your butt? 50 will go for a long time. Trump's 70 something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think he just doesn't, I don't think he could maintain it for that long, but I think it would be a battle.
Yeah, 50's going to hit him at weird hours in the night that Trump can't handle. And
50's going to go at angles that maybe Trump's just not looking for. Because 50 will go get your man. 50 is going to pull up to a Bellator fight with Don Jr. Like,
yeah, he's going to go kid for kid. Yeah. He's going to try to fuck Tiffany.
Yeah, it's going
to be nuts.
He's going to have Melania on tape like he did with Ross's baby. It's going to be crazy.
Trump just ain't got the stomach for trying to fuck one of 50 Cent's, wives or girlfriends or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He just ain't got it the way 50 would.
But I think that would be a battle, man. That would be exciting.
I can't think of a better face-off.
No,
just in terms of powerhouses.
And just like people at their disposal. Because I've been thinking about like rap beats and stuff like that. And like, I would like a rap style beef that doesn't affect black people. Like, that mobilizes completely different parts of the culture. Does that make sense? Like, I want to see like a Taylor Swift, Garth Brooks beef, but for real. and mobilize them,
Whoa.
and let's all sit back and watch. And we could say snarky shit. Like, I don't think it's great because Garth Brooks didn't say he was going to kill Taylor Swift. Whatever dumb white people commentary there is on that type of shit.
Yeah, they
But,
never. And you know, you're really speaking to something that I think we've never talked about before on this podcast. Is white people never take it to their art.
No, because they don't want to lose their shit. Our shit is disposable.
But it almost makes me feel, and I don't think they're making art then. Do you know what I mean? Like part of what the artistic experience is to be present in the world around you. And It's not that they're not making art. I'm being reductive. But like, there's a part of me that feels like, well, then y'all ain't doing what you claim art is supposed to be in all these textbooks and all these sort of like technical interpretations of art. You aren't taking the beef or your actual feelings in a real place. You're just like, oh, I'm arguing with Selena Gomez, but then I sing songs about being 16 and dating a prince or whatever the fuck it is.
I think it's a thin line though, because it's like, it's not like beef records are the only art either. You know what I'm saying? I think they're not making a spectacle of it. I do think that like, because it seems to be like, I don't listen to that shit, but it seems to be like, Taylor has her lemonade, right? Like, it seems to be still like reflecting on life and putting that out despite.
Yeah, it's very coded, sort of like people who are big Swifties claim that there are like all these messages regarding her present life that are sort of deeply embedded in the music, which is why, hence her popularity. But I think my point is less, and I think Taylor Swift maybe is a great example of it, where she actively is writing about the things that she's experiencing. But I think for the vast majority of white artists, that's not really what's happening. It seems to me like what they're doing is just making this sort of like canned version of the thing, but not necessarily giving us the sort of active reflection. And maybe that, again, I'm being so reductive. There are so many great examples of white artists that are doing it. But I think
that's
the
popular music
ones,
in general, though. I think you could make the same case for rap music. You know what I mean?
No, the Migos was talking about what the Migos was doing the whole time. Cooking.
34 ounces of broccoli. Yeah, I really
I don't think them dudes had other shit going on. You know what I mean? In their heads.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing, though. I wonder. That's interesting, the idea that they're not making art.
I'm being so reductive.
I don't think I know enough about it to talk. You know what I mean? I people have gotten on me about this, even shit like, I think that we came up in such a heavy rap and R&B era that at the time I should have been learning about other musics. I really wasn't. I mean, I've talked to you about this, about music and how I feel about it, in the way that like, I listen to Beatles, I don't feel nothing.
No, same.
Yeah, I just don't. It just doesn't.
They got a couple songs that I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I like the songs that sound like black people sang them.
Yep. Those are the ones I'm into. I like Yesterday because Boyz II Men did it better.
I like Come Together because Michael Jackson sang it at the end of Moonwalker. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I would like to. I wonder because if we're looking at like generic, do you think generic black music is still more connected than generic white music? I truly can't tell.
When you say connected, what do you mean? To our human experience?
To audience experience, as opposed to being like, because I mean, it seems like white pop music has the same type of ghostwriters and general waves that get written, and all. It does seem to be pretty similar, you know. And I don't believe in these rappers for nothing.
No, yeah, I think I think we're less likely than ever to have like these massive distinctions between white and black music. I think
you think more likely than ever?
Less likely than ever.
Okay.
I think we're the genres have bled into each other so much that there isn't even really a distinction in regional music anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like,
not in the way that there was before. Yeah.
When that Chicago era hit, you knew what a Chicago rapper sounded like. Atlanta rappers used to sound like Atlanta rappers. New York,
Right.
for the longest, was the only thing that we associated with hip hop. And it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like that Wu-Tang era where it was just like, if you didn't sound like a New Yorker, you weren't even really rapping like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The West Coast was not getting love.
No. Yeah, I think, I 100% agree that the blending has happened. I think I'm more speaking just to the emotional presence in the art form, less than an actual assessment of quality of art or sort of
Okay,
like.
I got you. Because the emotional presence, that is one good thing about, I feel like, black art in general, is that it's present more often than not. Right? It feels that way. Even if he's lying, man, some of these rappers are rapping though.
Yeah.
Even if it's lies, you feel that shit. And I don't necessarily know that I feel that way when I listen to other types of music. But maybe that might be like, because I think about it, even with rap and shit like that, it's like so culturally coded. Like you have to know so much to know so much. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if maybe there's a level of that to rock and roll music or some shit that I'm just not getting. I don't think so. By the way, I don't think so, but maybe.
I think so. I just don't think it's as interesting as our shit is.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually think there's a lot of stuff that I'm never going to be able to understand inside of like fucking Rolling Stones songs that obviously gives people feeling and meaning that, you know what I mean? Like, I just would have to be unpacking to unpack.
See, but that's the shit I identify more to. Their old shit. I like their old shit. Like white music in general, I like their older shit. You know what I like is old sad ass cowboy songs.
Oh.
I like that shit. I think there's like a ton of emotion in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it all feels like it comes from like a similar place, like of just like working class struggle type music. And I like that shit. So I could actually get down with that shit. You know? Like I like, cause like the way that rap music cosplays as like gangsters or whatever, they cosplay as cowboys. That's their shit. They like to pretend that they are.
Yeah.
White boys love being cowboys. Love that shit. You know what I mean?
Can't get enough of it.
Like I think about that song "Seven Spanish Angels" with Ray Charles and Willie Nelson.
That's a great
and it's
song.
just they're just pretending to be cowboys.
Yeah.
You ever heard that song?
Ain't no way Ray rode a horse.
Come on. Ray had country albums. Ray loved country music. But like that shit kind of to me is more interesting. And because of that shit Mike Judge did with Tales from a Tour Bus, where you watch these country music artists from like the 70s, 60s, and you realize you're like, oh, they were thugging though. They're shooting people and doing all kinds of shit. It's a lot of fun.
I think I venture far more into white music than you do. And
which is odd. I don't mean to not, but I think you do too.
Yeah. I really,
modern white music. Because I don't think you don't seem like, do you listen to a lot of older white music too?
It depends what we call older. I think there's certain eras for sure. I love Hall & Oates. You know what I mean?
That doesn't even count, Langston. That's not like
the Bee Gees. I fuck with them super hard.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
like
good.
You know what I mean? Like there's some groups that I'm like truly tapped into their whole discography.
Oh, you know who I like is when old boy came out drinking the apple juice. I did the deep dive on Fleetwood Mac. I like that shit.
Fleetwood Mac is dope. That's just a bunch of motherfuckers that hated each other. And that's what I'm saying. They were really making art because they hated each other's guts. They were having these weird like affairs and sort of like relationship splits and shit. And they wrote about that. And it was present in the music and the people that track. And that's the kind of stuff where like, if it weren't for white people explaining to me that there's like more underneath these lyrics, I wouldn't understand it.
That's fair.
I would just be like, this sounds like a weird sort of like breakup song. And they're like, no, you don't understand what she's saying this. She's talking about this dude and he's sitting there playing the drums while it's happening. Like,
And it's like, it is the same shit we do where you're like, no, actually, it's the song's about Jerry Heller and how he used to fight. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean is they have it. It's just not the same as.
No, Homo shot 50 Cent and now he's dead. Many men. Like, whatever, when you get on your nerd shit. I was trying to listen to Many Men with my girl, and you're just like, oh, this is not cool.
No, the amount of school library hours I spent trying to figure out who Un was from Jay-Z songs.
Oh man. Goddamn Un Rivera. That's some shit. That is some time I will never get back.
Bro, I was learning everything I could to understand Volume 2.
Because that was back when you had to figure it out. Like, it wasn't like, I feel like, I don't think New Yorkers understand how much access they had to that information.
Yeah.
And how we had to, if you were not in New York at that time, you're on weird websites, Angel Fire websites.
Bro, you really had to study to feel like you were connected to this music, and y'all were learning about it on the train. You know what I mean? You're just gossiping and
you knew a guy who knew a guy.
Yeah. No, it's very different connection to the whole experience.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never thought about that. I guess all music is probably that, and it's just whatever you're paying attention to. Because it's the same with people who don't listen to rap. They're like, this shit all sounds the same, which I used to think it was crazy. And then I got older to where I don't listen to as much new rap. And when I tap in, sometimes I'll be like, this shit does all sound the same.
Yeah, no,
and because that's what a genre is.
Yeah, you have to kind of make it. You have to give it an energy. It's Afrobeat sounds the same to me for all their music, but I bet if I'm really diving into it, then it's unique and sort of specific, and each person has their own sound and shit.
And I don't have to dive into it. That's the fun part. I used to get mad about people when it's like, nah, that's some shit I don't pay attention to. I don't know what the equivalent is, but that's all hippity hop over there. That's all boopity scoop and whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Who cares? There's a bunch of music out there. You don't have to pay attention to my shit.
We should take a break. We haven't done anything for this episode. We've been talking for a long time, mostly about nothing. But we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more David, more Langston, more My Momma Told Me.
Now, who sent you, nigga?
Who sent me? The record company. I'm trying to take some stats. This is interesting. Let's wrap. I feel like we could wrap it up on this. Here's one thing about music that I always feel weird is like to enjoy music so much and not know anything about actual music.
Oh,
that it kind of bothers me because I told you about it. I went to the symphony on mushrooms.
Yes.
It was like a transformative experience. Changed the idea of what I even thought music is or was or could be, and the type of emotion that it could convey outside of lyrics, right? Like truly like a wow, I didn't even understand, but I still listen to Gunplay when I walk the dog. Yes.
Here's what I'll say, and I'm regretting my earlier comments about them not making art. I do think that art is, and again, I didn't mean it sincerely. I was being nanny boo boo type boy, but
also I do want to say we talk shit on here. Sometimes we think Sean Paul is Chinese, sometimes we don't. You just got to deal with that.
I will say, though, that I do think it speaks to the ability to convey emotion without words and how powerful that can be, right? That like there is like the ability to make a breakup song and not say, hey, we're breaking up out loud is fucking crazy. To make someone feel that emotional journey of like, damn, I was in love and now that heart is broken. That's fucking crazy to be able to put on a violin and not also have lyrics with it.
Yeah. I think to me, it's the more amazing thing because then sometimes I feel like the amount of research you have to do to even understand pop, not just hip hop, but like pop culture, it's just like I don't have to know about 30 other things that happen to enjoy this piece of classical music. You know what I mean? I don't have to understand. I don't even have to understand music particularly. And I think in that, the idea that you could use that to cut across to all groups is like pretty amazing.
Yeah. No, it speaks to the talent of what musicianship is. And I think if I can defend Gunplay for a moment,
I'm on Gunplay though. I listen.
No,
to that.
I don't mean that defend him for you, but more for the grander conversation that we're having. I think what that also offers is a type of emotionality and a type of journey from your own experience that is so necessary for artistry as well. That part of what you turn to musicians for is to feel less present in your own body for a moment and just get to be lost in the fantasy of someone else's life and experience. And I think, music can be both masterful, like an orchestra, and it can be just some fun ass hood rat shit like Gunplay.
That's true, man. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of just synthesizing emotion, right? And however you do that. So I guess ultimately, what we're landing on here is there is no good or bad art.
There's no good or bad art.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
Go down to Austin, watch a comedy show. Who gives a fuck?
I think it's all subjective, and unfortunately, we don't all agree with us.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, I really wish, and let me make this clear, I really wish y'all niggas had better taste.
But what does that mean? Because you love Bruno Mars, and a lot of people hate that.
And I think they're wrong. And I think, history will come to prove that they are wrong. I accept them as they are. I will continue to love y'all niggas the way you are. But you are wrong.
Uptown gonna funk you up. That's it. That's the top tier.
I just don't know how else to explain this. You're wrong. Your taste is bad, but I love you anyway.
And that's the fun of it, right? What you just said, that's the fun of it. I'm right, you're wrong, and this thing that ultimately doesn't matter. And we can, and maybe that's all we need. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get mad at myself for not having crazy, because as a creator, you want to be able to have as many inputs so that your output is as interesting as possible. So sometimes I get mad at myself for not having eclectic taste, but maybe the fact that I don't like the Beatles is my eclectic taste.
Right.
And the group War doesn't speak to me is part of my input and output. But you got to give it all a chance. You got to at least listen to it.
Things can only be great with something opposing it.
Yeah.
And we are the opposition. We are part of that wall that allows something else to thrive, even if I don't agree with it.
Yeah, man. We are good at bullshit, boy. That's it's about 45 minutes of not a goddamn thing being said.
We wasted a lot of time here. We had other plans. None of it happened. But man, good conversation. I had
a great time. I think we're probably going to listen to some cowboy songs later.
You want to tell the people where they can find you? What cool shit you got going on?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram, patreon.com/David Bory. Buy my special. It's so good. You've never seen. That's the great art. You're looking for where all the great art is? That's it. It's on patreon.com/David Bory. Birth of a Nation with a G. That's the high art.
Man.
You'll find
Think about it. Think about
what you've been looking for. And you don't even have to get any references. You just have to know, my reference is easy. My show's easy to watch.
I would say Birth of a Nation, probably you have to know something right up top from the title.
You don't have to know what that is, though, to enjoy the special.
But then why with the G?
Oh, because I think it's funny.
Right. Well, that's the.
I do.
I have to go like, okay, but why would he name it this? If with the G, and then you have to know the original. There's layers to it.
It's also like, because to me it was in my shitty artist brain, and the way that Birth of a Nation was a moonshot. And ultimately a monumental push forward in what the genre was. I like to think of my own thing as that. It's very narcissistic. It's very, very evil. Where it's like, and not necessarily in the whole game of comedy, but in what I do, it seemed like a moonshot and a huge leap forward to what I was doing a few years ago.
Yeah, I get it. We're all egomaniacs, and I felt the same way, where I was like, yeah, this is going to probably change the whole landscape. I think.
And you have to feel, even if it doesn't, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But you do have to feel that way, because it's like a high bar. It's difficult to put something out in an oversaturated market and still feel like you're doing something artistically relevant. So it's like, you gotta have that. You gotta feel like nobody's ever gonna do some shit like you did. And to be honest, I've never ever seen anybody do the top shot that I used in my special. So maybe I am. Maybe I am as great as I think I am. Spend the $12 and find out.
Hey man, nobody's flirting with old men on the internet the way I do it.
I never seen it happen once.
And I dare y'all niggas to try. You can follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms. You can watch my special. It's called Bad Poetry. It's on Netflix. You can see me live. I'll be in Vancouver for the JFL Vancouver edition in February. You can see me at Burlington, Vermont in March. I'll get those specific dates soon so that I can say them more appropriately, but figure it out. I don't know, motherfuckers. It ain't that hard. The internet is vast and pretty navigatable at this point. And if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us what is the best music and what is the worst music, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. Give us a call at 844-LIL-MOMS. We want to talk to you. Buy the merch. Call your senators just to chat. Stop calling them with your problems.
Yeah.
Just call them just to check in.
Maybe see how he's doing. How about that?
Hey, Joe Manchin?
I was thinking about you. How about that? Start with that.
I'm not here to yell at you, man. I know you're a secret Republican and you're truly tanking the party you claim to represent. But hey, how are the kids? Love on each other. Put the fires out. Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Trust me, daddy.
Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode. Mini episode. Motherfucking mini episode.